Greetings. Welcome to another segment of Keep the Beat with Pete. And today we wanted to talk about hand exercises that can help you really build some dexterity. It's a wrist and finger stroke control exercise. And it's along the lines of some different exercises that I had worked on with Joe Morello, who had given me some ideas. And then this is one of the ideas that I derived from other lessons that he had given me. So again, it's an exercise. Later on, you could start using the ideas and the techniques to actually express yourself on the drum set. I am using the headphones because I'm going to put the metronome on a little bit at first. And I also have mentioned in other videos, you should wear headphones 60, 70, 80% of the time when you're playing to protect your hearing. Of course, when you're playing live or when you're trying to check out the sounds of your cymbals and drums and the drum set balance, you have to practice and play without the headphones on. So anyway, that's for that. So let's get started with this. I'm working at a stick control, as we often did, as Joe. There's a lot of the lessons that he constructed just using that because it has such a baseline permutation. Single strokes, double strokes, paradiddles of various types. 3 strokes with a fourth, 1 and 2. So we're going to be in that motif, and I'll describe what we're doing. What we're going to do is every write's going to be we're working in eighths and sixteenths, so every write will be like a 16th note. So line 1 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and instead 1, 2, 3, 4. Or line 2 is starting with the left hand, but we're working on rights now. Okay, so I'm at 60 beats per minute to really get this idea slow. So that's line 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it gets interesting because we're going to doubles now. That's line 3, right, right, left, left. Now we'll go left, left, right, right. And then the paradiddles. Okay, as you can see, you can go on and on through and then there's 72 lines on page 5, 6, and 7, and you can go down the line. And what happens with this is, of course, I started it off showing you make the rights all into doubles. Well, naturally, after you went through a lot of this, you would bring it in, and Joe would say after a few weeks, of course, you have to do this on the left side too. So it really does build your chops, because when you get to line 9 and 10 and 11 and 12, 13, 14, 13 anyway, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, you're getting into like, it's 3 rights or 3 lefts. So let's say it was 3 rights, we're doubling them up. 1, 2, when you're working on big up. Gets it? Gets to that. So, what are we doing mechanically? Well, it's not a molar, because that gets to be a very big and exaggerated motion that has its place, and it's the thing, and you should know about it, and you should know the whipping technique. That's fine, but this is more like fingers and wrists. let's say you were going to work it on the left-hand side. So, we did with the right. So now you would go 1, 4, 1, and when you get to line 13, 1 and 2 and tempo just to practice. And it's so your fingers and your wrist. If you're playing traditional, if you're playing matched, the fingers do a little snap and release, grab and release, they might say. You want to have your wrist phrases in, and you're building your hand mechanics as you go. So it's a grab and release, you might say. Some people are saying duples, they're saying, the micromolar, but molar is such an involved, there's so many motions that when you get it down to it, it's really not molar anymore, but hey, that's for everybody else to debate and talk about and do whatever they want. It's play around with taking like this pattern, like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can substitute some of the rights, pick some of the rights out of the stick control, or just patterns that you kind of like. Over the years I've worked on this more with my left hand, and I am left-handed, but you got to work this with your right hand too. It really is. Helps with symbol patterns and everything. So, essence of it is, it's a hand mechanics exercise. You could start out by the rights being doubled up. So instead of 1 and 2 and, it's 1 and when you get to line 3, which is doubles, 1 and so. drum shop and you want to work that all the way up to some, speed that's, wow. You got a lot of ways to just use this, maybe even catching 4 strokes at a time and helping to spice up your phrases. Ah, you got that. So there's a lot of other ways to orchestrate this, but that's what we're going for. So fingers and wrist. You could start it out with your wrist. As it comes back up, we had another video segment, if you want to go back and check that out, where I was talking about just riding the bounce. And this is kind of like similar to that, but you're actually using a little bit of snapping motion, where the other one was just let it fall. This one, we're helping it along with the fingers. So that's really it. It's an exercise. You can then work it up. You're building your skills, and you can start working some of these ideas into your fills. Musically appropriate. It's not to go down, like I said, to the neighborhood drum shop and, do all that. You do that later. Basically, what you want to do is build your hand mechanics up so that now, also your ride cymbal patterns, you're starting to articulate these things with not much difficulty. Okay? Snap the wrist, fingers are pulling it. You'll feel it when you do tap and rebound, that you could snap it once and not really that hard, depending on how loud you want to play it, and then catch that and let your fingers help you, whether it's match grip or the traditional grip. You'll be using a different source of the fingers, but you're still going to be using fingers with a nice little, very small wrist motion to start each one of the patterns. If it's 4 beats, then, and it's ever so small. Of course, as it gets faster, the motion gets smaller and smaller and smaller until somebody says, hey, he's just using his fingers. Well, maybe at some point. Okay, so that's it. For all your new subscribers, welcome. For those of you who are with me for a while, check out the other one too, where we talk about riding the bounce. That's another hand mechanics type of thing. And you put them together, this exercise and some of the things in that video, and you can really start building hand skill that is directly applicable to the set, stuff you can use, a mechanic that you can use very practically to help you get to the next level and express yourself, say the things you want to say without having a lot of trouble. So that's what we're really working on. Mechanics, vocabulary, musical reviews, like by drum covers. What do other people do to express themselves in certain ways? So you start creating the beat you keep. So thanks for tuning in. Peace out.